Hi everybody, this is Craig Teener for The Mindful Eye and the photo of the week on the Daily Critique. Appreciate everybody's patience in my absence. Had several workshops back to back to back and got really sick, and my sickness, which was just a really bad cold, seriously affected my voice. So I actually sort of lost my voice and then just wasn't able to record because I couldn't talk for long enough without coughing, and my voice is still not back to 100%, as you can tell. And hopefully in the future there'll be a contingency for something like this. It was a good break for me too. Coming back full blast with Mindful Eye. A lot of new content coming up this next week, and looking forward to recording again. And again, thank all of you all for your patience, and also thank you for being here. I thought this was a very appropriate image to have on the Mindful Eye because I feel very good about being able to record again. This image was created by George, who is an advanced photographer from Pennsylvania, and George created this image on our Next Step workshop. It just took place in Savannah a few weeks ago. George shot this with a Canon 5D, effective focal length of 200 millimeters here, and exposed the file for a 15th of a second at f7.1. George is shooting from the tripod here. One of the things that's amazing about photography is just the idea of being able to capture a moment, to say something about a moment in time, and clearly that's one of the most outrageous things about this image. Just the idea that both of the birds are singing here, and also this time of day. It's not typically a time of day that we think about shooting wildlife shots, in particular sort of shots that suggest action. You don't see a lot of silhouette shots of wildlife. So I just love the idea that it's early twilight, and I love how powerful the silhouette here is in terms of talking to us about an idea, probably a lot more powerful than if the birds were singing and we could see the detail in their feathers. The fact that you have this backlight here that is really making the highest contrast part of the scene, both of the beaks being open, really beautiful. I love the idea of the composition being centered here. Just thinking about a shot that has some aspect of formal symmetry. These are chairs, they're beach chairs that are rented out, so you have the two sets of chairs and you have the two birds, and you really have a sky back here that in a lot of respects is sort of mirroring the idea of things being formally symmetrical, or sort of balancing each other one half to the other. So I just love the way that George has composed this. And the other thing that I really enjoy about this image is it's almost formally symmetrical, but not quite. These chairs are obviously higher than these chairs. This bird is higher than this chair. And this detail right here, probably some kind of bungee or something strapping the chairs down, breaking up the repeated design of the chairs stacked up, to me really is something that makes this image work a lot better. It's hard for me to imagine the image without this detail. It does a really beautiful job of implying movement on the diagonal that's being suggested so strong by the birds singing. It also does a good job of coming in and helping this side to have more weight against the taller chairs here and the taller bird here. It also does a beautiful job of rhyming the real whimsical lines of the bird's beaks and the whimsical lines of the bird's legs. The other thing that I really like about this image is I just love birds. I love what they represent on so many different levels, not the least of which is their song. And it's really neat to look at this and sort of imagine the soundscape on this shot. And the other thing that I like about this image is I don't think about shooting wildlife that much, and it just reminds me that I should pay more attention for opportunities like this. And a big part of the reason why I don't think about shooting wildlife is I sort of tell myself that I don't have a long enough lens to do it. And that's, a belief system statement that I'm saying to myself that's very limiting. And George has shot this with a 200 millimeter lens. A lot of people would say that 300 millimeters is the start of doing great bird photography. And this is one of my favorite pictures of birds that I've seen in a very, very, very long time. Hope you enjoy this image as much as I do. And I want to say a big thank you to George and all the people who participated in our Next Step workshop. Would love to see you on our Next Step workshop in the fall. We still have one space left. We'd also love to see you at our Atlanta weekend, June 20th and 21st in Atlanta. Be a very inspiring time. Super affordable. We've priced it very low, just according to our low expenses to be in Atlanta doing our first weekend events. Only $119 and $99 if you can come up with a group of 10 or more people to attend. Thanks again. Great to be back. Hope everybody has a great weekend. See you next week on The Mindful Eye.